Hi, my name is Cloud, and I'm glad you're here. A short while ago, my life changed in a way I never saw coming. I was diagnosed with lung cancer. It still feels surreal to say that out loud. Not long ago, I was incredibly active, an avid runner, always moving, always planning the next goal. And then suddenly everything slowed down, and the future feels uncertain. This channel is my way of making sense of that shift, a place to chronicle the ups and downs and challenges of lung cancer, the fear, the hope, the setbacks, the small wins. If you or a loved one is going through a similar challenge, my hope is that something here resonates with you. Hey, you don't have to be alone. Finally, I truly pray that someday soon I can run again. Hey there, another day, another grind. Rehab and recovery. Let's get after this. Let me start with a question tonight. What does and what can a child learn about strength when the father she believes in, who is the strongest, suddenly has to slow down? I've been thinking a lot about this these past few days as my daughter turns 13 in a couple of days' time. And before all of this, before the scans and the surgeries, I thought of being a good father meant staying ahead, running faster, lifting heavier, being stronger physically, being that one who never got tired, the dad who chased bikes and carried everything without asking for help, literally and figuratively. And then one day lung cancer showed up and rewrote all the rules. A lung lobectomy took part of the right lower lobe of my lung, and then a chemo port was installed on the left side of my chest, and then chemotherapy, and then currently I'm in targeted therapy. And then suddenly, you know what? The father who ran miles had to stop halfway down the driveway to catch his breath. One of my biggest fears wasn't the cancer. It was the question I never said out loud. What is my daughter learning from seeing all of this? At first, I tried to protect her from the truth. I hid the hard days. I hide the hard days. Sometimes the forced smiles. I thought bravery meant pretending everything was always just fine. But I think kids, our children, see more than what we give them credit for. They understand more than what we think they can. I mean, it's not hard. She's noticed the scars, the frequent fatigues. Some days I could not get out of bed. One day she said, "Daddy, you're still strong." And that statement hit me hard because it wasn't a question, but it was a statement, but really a question. I told her that strength isn't always loud, that it doesn't always run fast or lift heavy like she has seen me before. Sometimes strength just looks like it's resting so you can keep going. Sometimes it looks like showing up, slowly, but still showing up. That was the first lesson cancer taught me as a father. The second lesson, I used to think being brave meant being fearless. But, one night before, I had to go to the emergency room a few days after my chemotherapy because I had a very bad reaction to it. She said, "I'm scared when you go to see the doctor, Daddy." Instead of saying, "Don't be scared," I just said, "Me too sometimes." I had to be honest. I've always told her that bravery isn't the absence of fear. Rather, it's learning how to walk forward and move forward while holding it. I want my daughter to know that fear doesn't make us weak or her weak. It makes us humans. Before cancer, I taught her to push hard, to push herself to her limits, and not to be a quitter. Nowadays, cancer has taught me a better lesson. That is, one I need to pass on to her, that we need to listen to our body. We need to respect it, and we need to forgive it. She has seen changes in me these past few months. How could she not? She has seen the muscles fade, the breathlessness, the pace slow. And I made sure she has heard me say out loud that my body's changing, but my worth is not. I want my daughter to grow up knowing she doesn't earn love by being perfect, fast, thin, strong, smart, intelligent, or be unbreakable. That she is enough simply because she is who she is and she exists. There have been many days during treatments when positivity did not come naturally, so I practiced it. We celebrated small wins, a good scan here, a good lab test result there, a walk around the block, or sometimes just a movie night when I was too tired to move or go out to the theater. I've showed her that joy isn't just something that we wait for after the very end, after the hard things are over, and that we should look for joy while we're in it. That maybe for the most important birthday lesson of all, in this journey we call life, my job was never to prepare my daughter for a perfect life, for a comfortable, cozy life. My job has always been to prepare her for a real one, a life with setbacks, with some uncertainty, with moments that demand resilience and fortitude. My daughter has seen me fall. She has seen me get back up, slower, more humble, and yet still moving forward. And today, on her 13th birthday, if I could give her one message, it would be this: Alex, you don't need to be fearless to be strong. You don't need perfection to be loved. And you don't need certainty to move forward. Life will challenge you, but you come from a family that meets challenges with grace. And if I'm being honest, being her father, especially through cancer, has taught me how to be brave. I love you, sweetheart. I love you, Alex.